Hi, Shemai. My name is Patricia Mawuli Porter. I come from Ghana in West Africa. How do I come to be? Yes, I was born in Ghana in a rural community of fishing, farming, and trading. But I grew up without mains water, no electricity, and no telecoms. Yes, that's how I grew up. I grew up, and I normally tell people, if you survive as an African, an adult, it's actually quite a miracle because of the conditions in which we grew up in. Well, I went to a small school where it was normal to not actually have a birth certificate. Yes, we studied with oil lamps, fires, just to have light to be able to study with. But with all that odds, after school, senior secondary school, of course, I was left with no money, so I decided I'll go into the bush and cut some trees to sell for money. And whilst I was doing that, I saw a small plane flying overhead. I was really petrified because growing up, we never got to see any aeroplanes close up. So although I was scared, I wanted to find out more. So I walked through the bush onto an airfield where I asked for a job. And I was told, well, go away because there are no job opportunities for women in this industry here in the bush of Africa. So I said, I'll work for free. I tell you what, that did change their perception. Before long, I was put onto the payroll and I was offered an apprenticeship. The best thing that ever happened to me. I went on not only to now clean around airplanes and be happy being around them, but did you know I actually got to learn to build airplanes, service airplanes, in fact work on engines to actually get to know about the inner workings of an internal combustion engine. With that all being said though, whilst I was doing this, I saw the need to not only keep the knowledge to myself, but to encourage other young people to do what I do. Because I always believe I can't do all the jobs. If I train more people, then perhaps I'm making the world a better place. I then went on to learn to fly and became a assistant flying instructor in Ghana. This was a good thing, because now I was getting the message across. Did you know how I started with being told there is no job opportunity for women in that industry? Now, I was actually there changing this perception and giving this opportunity to other young people. With that, well, this was a good thing. I went on, not only did I fly for pleasure or learn to fly and teach other people, I also saw the need to take health educational materials to other people who didn't have infrastructure, who were far away from any infrastructure. So taking health educational material to them to help educate them. In 2015, however, we evacuated Ghana. We came to the United Kingdom. I also again saw the need to be able to train other young people, extend that opportunity onto people of different background. The word different background, because I believe everybody needs to be given opportunity in life. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter whether you are rich or poor. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. Everybody needs equal opportunities. So then our company Metal Seagulls was formed. Hence why I became the founding director of Metal Seagulls. But what are Metal Seagulls? What do? Well, Metal Seagulls is a thriving company in the non-Part 21 sector of aviation. We do a number of things. We represent a number of companies here in the UK. So we represent Zenith Aircraft Kits, UL Power Aero Engines, Duke Propellers, and many more. When people want to build an aeroplane, they need a company or they need somebody with the expertise to be able to give them good advice. And we pride ourselves very much on good service. So not only do we sell the kits, we give them tech support, a lifetime tech support, of course, and we troubleshoot them should any need arise. We can go from designing a small part to go on a small airplane, but then any minute we can be troubleshooting on making somebody's airplane run smoothly. So where is our service area? Well, our service area goes as far north as Iceland, as far south as the Falkland Island, and then to the west, California, and then to the east, Australia. So you see, we don't only sell to the UK. And again, it comes to that pride. Your services are needed all over the world, not just in the UK, for instance. So then, what do we actually do on a daily basis? We inspect people's airplanes. We call them annuals. So every year, every aircraft needs to be checked by a qualified inspector to make sure the plane is good to fly for a year. We also inspect people's airplanes when they are building them, so build stages. We also design parts, custom-made parts with our machines. We are about the only company in the UK here with our capabilities. So we make parts for people building airplanes all over the world, like I already said. But in the UK, did you know there are 80 airplanes that are going to build every year in this country? Of those 80, we at least make a tiny little part for all of them. So Metal Seagulls, we are not a one-trick pony, as most people would say. We can go from making small parts that go on an airplane to a fully ready-to-fly airplanes. So with Metal Seagulls, we pride ourselves very much on making sure our customers are happy. So with decarbonization, as we know it, decarbonization of our skies is going to be a much bigger job as we all think. So we are currently in the phase of designing our own aircraft, which is next gen, and we try to describe it just to put it into perspective for most people. That is energy source and power plant agnostic, meaning, with today's technologies, although we are not ready for fully electric aircraft because the battery life just aren't there, it means it's ready with that capabilities that as we go on to the future, as technologies develop, we are ready to integrate other power plants and energy sources into our aircraft. As a little snippet about what Metal Seagulls here in the UK, based at Haverfordwest Airport, does. How is Metal Seagulls structured? Metal Seagulls is a small private limited company run on our vision for next-gen business opportunities. We are very much for equality, we are community-centric, and we very much believe in inclusivity, embracing neurodiversity and ethnic diversity as the foundation principle of our core business. Now, you might wonder, we don't actually employ any cleaners in our company. Every individual just works really hard to keep their workspace clean. And with that, everybody believes that as we all work in this company, if you do an apprenticeship and you work with the company for 5 years, everybody gets the same basic pay. Yes, we do. Well, we very much believe in people. We put people first before the business. Therefore, in the mornings, we have a briefing about what's going to happen on that particular day. And as you do this, talking to people in the morning, you're going to hear people's view, how they feel. You don't wait until there's something needing to be done in order to listen to people. Because people are first, we very much work on the betterment of the individual. People are sent on courses, people need to grow in a business. And these are the basis of our business. We are not solely for making profit, but we believe making a profit will come once individuals are happy, and each person has to feel they are growing, they have to feel they are learning, and they have to feel their views are being taken into account in the organization. So the managing director, for instance, his view or her view are just as important as that of the person on the shop floor or the person laying under the aircraft and draining the oil or changing the spark plug on an aircraft as it comes into the workshop. So you see, we believe very much as we head on towards next gen. The world is changing as we all know it. Therefore, we are a company that are serving the need of today, but we are also laying that foundation ready for tomorrow. Therefore, it means in our company, everybody works equally, everybody's views are equal, and we are a happy crew. And everybody is happy in the morning. We all greet each other because we live in Wales, we either go Boreda or the many different languages that we speak in our company. And that's how the day starts, and everybody's happy. Even at lunchtime, people come in just to talk. Everybody just wants to be around because we are that family-centric. We love to talk to people and hear people's views. It might just start from listening to somebody's weekend and how it went to, did you know we are designing something new today? And that's how we operate here at Metal Seagulls. Well, what is our take on the likes of innovation, investment, and access to finances? Well, here in Wales, not just us, but we're very lucky enough to have the Development Bank of Wales or other commercial loans that we can have access to that are essential when it comes to investment and moving on. And for instance, for us, it has helped us very much to be able to afford our very expensive 4- and 5-axis CNC machinery for what we do. But when it comes to other things, for instance, in innovation, we lead innovation. We breathe daily. We dose very much on our new development of Farley aircraft, which is the next-gen aircraft that we talk about, which has become the main driver of our future vision. Well, obtaining investment, for instance, is difficult, not just for Metal Seagulls, for other small businesses as well. So for us, we very much at the moment depend on our self-generated finances. And for us, a lot of people ask, we have a lot of early startings in work and we finish late as well. But above everything is through our hard work and determination. We've also applied for many grants in the past, but the answer is usually quite simple. They come to us saying, we're too ambitious. But why? We ask ourselves the question quite often. Why is this always the answer we're being given? One, is it because, we have a female-led organization? Or is it because of our ethnic diversity that we have in our company that are giving us these answers? But you know what? I don't know. But it's just a question I'm asking. But then it just goes to show you that Metal Seagulls is not the only company that perhaps get told they are too ambitious. But so far, I can only tell you, time will tell. Only time will tell as to whether we are too ambitious. Is it because we don't believe in our own locally run engineering companies in this country why we are being told those answers? But I do believe, and I know through hard work and determination, we're achieving. We are not waiting. Those answers are not bringing us down. We are actually quite soaring because we believe in working hard, driving our own development and innovation. I often get asked, does being a woman or being black restrict me in business or hinder my business growth in the sector in which I work? This is not a very straightforward question, and it's one where, you have to be careful how you answer it. Did you know in my sector, it's only 6% of the world pilots that are women? Only 8% of engineers are women. Now, I like to tell people, I'm a proud black woman in the sector in which I work. It's not straightforward. I just want to tell you a story. A few years back, a very well-educated man walked into our workshop and walked straight past me to what he recognized as a Caucasian male voice, only to ask that he wanted something changed on his airplane, and to be told that the black lady who he just walked past was the one going to work on his plane. And it didn't bother me. I worked on his plane whilst he insisted on just incredulously wanting to watch what I did on his aeroplane. It didn't bother me. I never mind people watching me do work. In fact, I take more pride if people want to watch me do work. After working on his plane though, from that day on, he wasn't going to let anybody else work on his plane apart from me. So you see, when I told you this question is not one which you can answer easily, I tell people being black is not an adversity. It's only an adversity if you view it that way. From that day on that I changed his perception towards, walking past this woman or walking past somebody of a different ethnic minority to what he was, I changed his perception. And he went on to sing my praises. So I often tell not just people of different minority backgrounds, but I tell young people in general, especially the female ones, that in order to be seen as an equal with that of your male counterparts, you have to be twice as good, sometimes even 10 times as better, in order to be seen as equals. So I believe sometimes it's not what we see ourselves or not what people are telling us we are, but we can change perception, and it takes that one person just to create that positive energy. And sometimes it's not just how we look. We can do a job regardless of what we look like, what our religious beliefs are, what we look like physically. And it takes us. We don't have to sit down. I believe I don't need to sit and wallow about being black, because being black is not a crime. It's something we can embrace. It's something we can help. Actually, it's a conversation starter. We can help to educate other people. Recently, I was in a play park, with my daughter playing, and there were two young lads playing. And, being myself, my bubbly self as I am, I talked to them, and, before long, we were talking, and these two boys were telling me how, oh, did you know my mom actually works with somebody of your color? And I said, oh, wonderful, isn't it? Right? We can talk about it, they can feel my skin, and sometimes people just want to know because they don't know any better. So we can help to change people's perceptions. We can help to have conversations that are very hard at the moment. I put myself into people who are Caucasian nowadays. There are certain things that they can't say and get away with it. And I tell people, hey, it's not a crime to talk about certain things. Sometimes we need to talk about it in order to get familiar, in order to open our eyes. So it depends on how we're seeing this. So I normally say to people, you know what? It doesn't stop me achieving. It's not any different as to being a woman just working in engineering. Being black or being a woman, it's not a crime. It's just one of those things you have to do just to prove people in order to change people's perceptions. So don't see it as an adversity. I see it as a conversation starter. I see it as a way to educate other people. And there you have it. Lots of people ask me what support or skill sets is needed for ethnic minorities here in aviation. Well, it's a very funny question, this one, because regardless of your gender or ethnic background, I think everybody will be in agreement with me that you need good communication skills, you need to have good spatial awareness, you have to be willing to learn and adapt. Honesty and integrity. You have to have good computer skill set and that of mathematical skills. But honesty and humility. But in my line of work, over the years, my motto and my driving force has always been that of hard work and determination. And in anything, in order to succeed, I think if you're not hardworking and you don't have that determination, then, you can't go far. So that is mine. Question is, what is yours? But I believe, provided you are hardworking and you are determined to go that extra mile, then you will achieve anything. Okay? So thank you all for listening to me. And above all, I wish everybody a wonderful 2024.